This revolution is filled with so many ironies, really. First, you tell us that it is manly to keep your word, right? If you are a man, you keep your word. And now all of the black people in this country are demanding, and even the black people in the whole world are demanding, is that you keep your word. You told us we were free. Well, then show us that we're free. You told us that there is justice, equality for all in this country. Well, then stick to your word and let us see the justice and equality for all. Or else admit to us that you're not a man, you're a worm, you're afraid of us, you're afraid to give us equal stand. You're afraid that if you give us equal ground, that we will match you and we will override you.
Not only that,
it ain't over, motherfuckers.
Did you say nigga?
I'm my brother's keeper.
You can kill all the black folks you want to, baby, but you will not kill the freedom of black folks. It's coming. We're going to get it. We fought every one of your damn lousy wars, baby, and you give us nothing. Now the war is going to be here, but we're going to be free. Now you kill you want to, but we kill too.
Not only that,
I had to give it one more for Dr. King, as we are on the eve of his birthday. We are on the eve of Dr. King's actual birthday and actual commemoration of it. You know, they basically tell y'all when you can celebrate Dr. King's birthday. So I figured that I would go ahead and just let folks know who don't know, tomorrow is his actual birthday. For those of you who don't know, tomorrow is Martin Luther King's actual birthday. So most people just think, you know, it's that second Monday of the month of January, but no. Is it the second or the third? I can't remember. It's the 15th for me. It ain't never changed for me. So Dr. King, to many of us, we obviously didn't really know Dr. King. He was gone. He was up out of here before many of us got on this planet. At least from a real side, we might have been dangling in our daddy's genes, but we were not a part of the planet. And Dr. King did so much, lived so much in 39 years. And I ain't even going to hold you up. I'm going to get right to it, because where I'm at with this whole thing with Dr. King now, it just came around on the calendar that his birthday happens to be falling on the Monday that they're going to celebrate it. They celebrate it on the 18th, the 19th, the 20th. They don't care. But his birthday is the 15th. And I'm ringing in like this because this Republican presidential candidate named Vivek decided to put MLK in his mouth. Pause. He decided to put MLK in his mouth. And my problem with that is he does not embody anything that MLK stood for. Let's just be honest. Let's just be honest. And anybody that's checking this out on Facebook or YouTube or whatever, hopefully the audio is better than it was a few nights ago. My brother Trey, how you doing? How is the audio, brother Trey? You chimed in early. I appreciate that. Hopefully the audio is better than it was a couple days ago. I did a test, but there's nothing like the live audio. So hopefully the audio is better. I had some things not fastened in right, not dialed up right, and I sounded like shit. And you already know, if my audio ain't together, I'm not together. I'm going to give you what I can give you on the video end. You know, my slides will be right, my videos will be right, but if my audio ain't right, I ain't tight. Thank you, brother Trey. Appreciate you. Good afternoon to you, brother. Hopefully you are sitting today, resting, getting ready for a good work week. I don't know if you work on King holiday or not, but hopefully you are in good health and obviously in good spirits. Appreciate you. So, yeah, Dr. King's birthday. And I figured we would just kind of ease into this one because it's actually his birthday, and maybe people would get a little bit of originality out here on what they were going to do on his actual birthday, because I never really see people celebrating his actual birthday. They only celebrate the day that they commemorate the day. But right now, people are gearing up to do pretty much the same old for Dr. King's birthday. And that's why I chose this image for Dr. King. That's why I chose this image, because it's just contempt. He has contempt in his face. He's looking at y'all after being taken up out of here in 1968, y'all in 2024, and y'all still doing the same song and dance. The same song and dance. And it's an unfortunate thing. But I want to play something from an interview that Vivek Ramaswamy had where he put MLK in his mouth. And putting MLK in his mouth raised up the hairs. And I'm not a hairy guy, but it raised up the hairs on my neck. I was tripping. So I want to play this. I want to play this so you can hear it. And I may stop it just because it needs to be stopped. What's up, Free? You know it is. It's the same bullshit. You know, I mean, we ain't came up with no new dance moves since 1968 for Dr. King, but that's okay. We don't need no more dance moves. And it's too late. It's the 14th. It's the eve of his birthday. Y'all can't think of nothing new to do. Don't worry about it. But this is what y'all have allowed to come into our midst. This is what y'all have allowed to come into our midst. And now they putting Dr. King in their mouths. I'm live, dude. People don't be watching the videos, and I get it. I get it, you know. I'm not a big time podcaster. I get it. And it's a Sunday afternoon. People probably think I'm just chilling, you know, maxing and relaxing. No, I'm on one. I'm literally on one right now. And I got a lot of shit to say. But I ain't even going to probably be able to say it all because I got kind of a condensed amount of time to be able to say it in. But I'm going to get what I need to get in. And if I got to come back later, I'll come back later. It ain't no thing but plant-based chicken wing. Y'all know I don't eat no chicken. So here's Vivek. Here's Vivek putting MLK in his mouth. This is what y'all have allowed. This is what we've gotten to in this space of 2024.
Has been a major problem for most of our national history. But we're getting close to the promised land that Martin Luther King envisioned. We're as darn close to it as we ever have been. And so what bothers the heck out of me is it's right when we're close to that promised land. Martin Luther King said it, I may not get there with you, and he didn't get there with us. But I think it...
You heard that, right? Martin Luther King said he might not get there with us, and he didn't get there with us. Well, why didn't he get there, Vivek? Why in the fuck didn't Martin Luther King get there with us? Why didn't he carry on? Why didn't he move on? Because y'all killed him. He was murdered. Martin didn't die of high blood pressure, sugar, a heart attack. He died by a bullet that was sanctioned by the United States government. Allegedly. Allegedly. But Vivek, James Earl Ray did not shoot Dr. Martin Luther King, Ken McGee. And you know good and well that bum couldn't have shot that shot. As the marksman that you are, you know good and well that bum couldn't have shot that shot from that building to the Lorraine Motel and hit Martin Luther King in the neck. You know good and well. You've seen the footage. You've seen the placement. You've probably been down in Memphis and seen that. There ain't no way that petty thief, James Earl Ray, shot Dr. Martin Luther King. Come on now. Come on now, Kenneth. Come on now. James Earl Ray had, he might have had a vision, but it was at the bottom of a bottle or swindling somebody out of something. But James Earl Ray did not shoot. Yeah, he was a part of the conspiracy. You know, just like your boy, Lee Harvey Oswald, part of the conspiracy. I get it. I get it. But what Vivek said Martin Luther King had a vision. And he said he wasn't going to get there with us, and he didn't make it. So let's hear that again.
Luther King said it, I may not get there with you, and he didn't get there with us.
Yeah, he didn't get there with us, Vivek. But stop making it sound coy. Like he didn't get there with us because he didn't want to get there with us. He didn't want to carry on. He gave up. He started selling, you know, appliances at fucking some store or something. Like he just gave up civil rights. He just stopped doing civil rights all of a sudden. I might not get there with you. I got a job interview on Tuesday. No, he got killed. And this is what has happened. And they try to minimize what has happened to a Martin, to a Malcolm, to a Medgar, to anybody that has called themselves or been called upon to be a leader. And people like Vivek, people like Vivek are gaining traction in mainstream media. He ain't gonna win shit. Okay? He ain't gonna win no presidency. He's not gonna be the nominee. That's why I put the picture of him up here rapping Eminem lyrics. Because this is how significant he is. And even Eminem, as a white dude, said, hey, man, stop rapping my music. Don't rap my music no more, man. I don't want you using my music. Lose my lyrics. Don't lose yourself. Lose my lyrics. Apollo St. James, what's good with you? E. Scott, what's good with you? Knowingly or unknown. Hey, I don't know. And I'm not even here on that. You know, this ain't the Discovery Channel. This ain't the History Channel. This is the Villager on Deck. I got a reason to spit about MLK today. I got a reason to spit about Vivek today. And you made me spit about James Earl Ray. It's all good, though. Yeah, he wasn't killed. He was executed. And as a matter of fact, he wasn't even killed. Dr. King was still alive at the hospital. And there's witnesses that they killed Dr. King at the hospital. They didn't kill Dr. King. Dr. King didn't die on that balcony. Dr. King died in the care of doctors. Dr. King died in the care of doctors. Yeah. Everybody loved I Have a Dream, Martin, but they didn't like that. We coming to get our check, Martin. They was like, oh. What happened to the dream he had? He didn't talk about no money. He didn't talk about no land. He didn't talk about no resources. He was just having a dream. Nah. Nigga woke up. When Martin woke up, that's when America changed. America didn't change when Martin had a dream. America changed when Martin said, I have walked my people into a burning house. And we come in for what we're owed. They're like, oh, he's got to go. He's got to go. Sure did, Free. It's been proven. People have come out and said so. He didn't die. He didn't die on that balcony. That lie that Jesse Jackson told, he didn't die. Dr. Hosea Williams came out with the truth about Jesse later on that. Jesse lied. Jesse wiped Martin's blood on his shirt. Boy, that's a whole new, the bloody shirt. So, yeah, Vivek put Martin in his mouth. So I'm going to let the whole thing run so y'all can hear the lunacy, kick it about Vivek, and then we're going to move on amicably.
Has been a major problem for most of our national history. But we're getting close to the promised land that Martin Luther King envisioned. We're as darn close to it as we ever have been. And so what bothers the heck out of me is it's right when we're close to that promised land. Martin Luther King said it, I may not get there with you, and he didn't get there with us. But I think it desecrates the legacy of our civil rights movement, desecrates the legacy of Martin Luther King, that right when we get closest to the point of having racial equality and gender equality and even opportunities for people of minorities of many types, are we perfect? No. But are we as close as we've ever been? Yes, we have.
See, this is the kind of shit that they do. They take civil rights, which was created for black people, because we was the only people out here being treated in an uncivil fashion. They take civil rights and they turn it in to some shit for LGBTQ. They turn it in for some shit for migrants, immigrants, illegals. This is what civil rights has become. They just white out the shit that was originally put in and insert the people that they're trying to get civil rights to, civil rights for. And I'm not sure how you can be an illegal and still get civil rights. If you get here in an uncivil fashion, how do you get civil rights? But we're not here to talk about that just yet. Oh, yeah. He's just an Indian Obama. That's all he is. He's just an Indian Obama. He done stole some of Barack's lyrics. They worried about Claudine Gay and plagiarism. They need to be worried about Vivek and his plagiarism. Vivek ain't said nothing that ain't nobody said before him. Vivek takes lyrics all day. He taking Eminem's lyrics. He done took Barack Obama's lyrics. Now he's talking about MLK's lyrics. Vivek is a plagiarist presidential candidate. He sure is. Oh, wow. Yeah, anything where it says whites only, that still kills me to this day. Like, y'all had a lot of nerve to just want to be the only people to eat, to be somewhere. Empty propaganda. He's reaching. He really is. And we ain't gonna spend no more time on Vivek. But what's good, my brother? Freeway Dread. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to you. Good to see you in the space today. So we go from one situation to another situation, another conservative. And this conservative, this is funny to me because I went back in time and wanted to hear something that she had said, because she's wrong most of the time, but there was a time that Ann Coulter was actually friendly for Black folks. You know, maybe not to us. Well, at least not all of us. She was friendly to some of us, you know, like J.J. Walker, you know, Dynamite. You know, she denied going out with Jimmy Walker for years. Even Jimmy Walker denied going out with her. I don't know what that was about, because there are tens of pictures of them on the internet together, snuggled up, looking like they having a good old time. And right here, they looking like they having a good old time. Just look at their eyes. Look at their eyes. They are inebriated. And you don't stand next to Jimmy Walker inebriated with him having a chocolate-covered strawberry in his hand if you're not dating Jimmy Walker. I'm sorry. She denied dating Jimmy Walker for a long time. What'd you say? She blew her dynamite on JJ. Hey, look, man, you trying to get me taken off the air? Pause. I got to take that off the screen. Come on, man. It's a family show. But for some reason, she denied dating him. He denied dating her. I don't know if that was their publicist saying, hey, you guys might not want to be linked, but they were both conservatives. Jimmy Walker is a known conservative. I don't know if he's MAGA, but I definitely know he's conservative. But I want to go back in time when Ann was really speaking up for Black folks. So I had to give her some credit on this on the eve of Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday, because I want to add something for Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday. So let me bring in Ann, what she had to say, because she was kicking it.
The way liberals have treated Blacks like children, and many of their policies have been harmful to Blacks, at least they got the beneficiary group right. We do have to, we shouldn't. There is the legacy of slavery and Jim Crow laws. We don't owe the homeless. We don't owe feminists. We don't owe women who are desirous of having abortions, but that's, or gays who want to get married to one another. That's what civil rights has become for much of the left. They dropped the Blacks after 5 minutes.
Immigrant rights are not civil rights?
No, I think civil rights are for Blacks.
See, this is essentially the problem. And the Republicans
what have we done to the immigrants? We owe Black people something. We have a legacy of slavery. Immigrants haven't even...
I loved when she spoke up about this. I loved it because she was spot on with this. Civil rights only came about because of Black Americans. Let's be honest. Civil rights didn't come about because of Asians. Civil rights didn't come about because of Indians. Civil rights didn't come about because of Arabs. Civil rights didn't come about because of Latinos. Civil rights came about because of the mistreatment of Black people. But now they take the Civil Rights Bill and they use it for everybody but Black people. They protect everybody but Black people with the Civil Rights Bill. And she was spot on with it. And I applauded her when she said what she said. This is years ago. Listen, you'll be able to tell exactly when this was.
in this country.
But you see, most of us are either immigrants or are the descendants of immigrants, and we understand that not everybody, there are Native Americans in, but we understand in this country, that kind of self-deportation, making things so difficult for immigrants, for undocumented immigrants, that they have to leave, or the DREAM Act, vetoing, threatening to veto the DREAM Act, which is what Romney has said. I mean, and again and again.
You hear that, Romney? You know how long this was ago? Romney.
We have Governor Romney, who is basically taking a position that is anti a large and the fastest growing segment of the electorate.
And here's the thing, if Republicans don't do something with immigration, and if Republicans are so far away from Latinos, they're going to lose not only this election, they might lose the White House for generations.
So that was a bunch of Democrats going against Ann Coulter. It took like 4 or 5 Democrats to go against one conservative person. But the way she was speaking the right shit, even as a conservative. And they're up here talking about, the Republicans better do this, the Republicans better do that. Well, look who's in office now, and look at the state of the country. Look at how many illegals are in this country right now. Look at all the people that are being displaced that are African American, because that's what y'all like to call them. White American, hell, Asian Americans, all them ain't got money. Arab, look, I done seen more broke Arabs, Asians, Latinos really don't have no money on a collective level. Individually, they might be doing well. But there are a lot of people that are generally doing well, even some of the Indians. All Indians over here ain't really getting the bag because they're being displaced by people that look just like them that are coming into this country illegally. They always want to just make it seem like it's Spanish-speaking people, and that's a lie. People are coming over here from all other countries. They just don't talk about it. They only show them people that are wading in the water, washing up on the shores of America. They don't talk about the people that fly in here from other countries and act like they only coming over here for a vacation or a visit, this, that, and the other, and just never leave. They don't ever talk about that. They don't ever talk about people that come over here on boats, like literally like cargo ships and stuff, because there's a bunch of them coming over here on cargo ships. They just talk about the ones they see wading in the water, climbing through holes in the fences and shit like that. That's crazy. That's nuts. That's not the people that are coming into this country, or not the only people. But that's what they want y'all to believe. I get it. And so Ann Coulter was basically saying, we've got this shit all messed up. Black people are the ones that deserve civil rights. Don't nobody else deserve shit. America don't owe gay people shit on the civil rights end. Yeah, you owe it to them to treat them like human beings, but you don't owe them anything special. They haven't went through the plight of Black Americans, American freedmen, Latinos, Asians, Arabs, anybody that comes over here voluntarily. You've already stepped ahead of what Black Americans did, because we didn't come over here voluntarily. We came over here in change centuries ago. You coming over here is an upgrade to where you were. And everybody knows that. They just try to act like they don't know that. And it's all good. So I was happy that she was able to come to her senses for that brief moment. She says other shit that's real greasy against Black people, and I get it. I totally get it. But when she did stand up for us, I'm going to acknowledge it, especially on the eve of Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday.
Not only that.
You understand, Martin?
Not only that.
So I want to move on because I got to keep this thing pushing, right? I got to keep this thing pushing. And, they just had this parade yesterday. We experienced, a celebratory moment. Absolutely, E-Rock. Future sleeper cells coming inside. E-Rock's always on that other level. Yes, sir. I'm no Ann Coulter fan, but a broken clock is right twice a day. Yes, sir, Brother Brian Simpson. What's good with you? And you were here last time, Brother Brian. I apologize for the bad audio last time. That was bad audio. I didn't have my stuff fixed right. I didn't have my stuff fixed right, but I'm in there hopefully today. Brother Trey said everything was good early on. Hopefully it has kept up throughout the stream. But yes, we experienced a celebratory moment here in my state, the state of Michigan, where I grew up, Ann Arbor, Michigan, the University of Michigan. Appreciate you. The football team won the national championship. First time since 1997. First time the football team has won the national championship since 1997. I guess it's our first outright championship since 1948. They said Harry S. Truman was the president the last time we won an outright championship. I thought we just won one in 97. I know they said we shared it, but that was bullshit anyway. They gave it to Nebraska too because they didn't lose no games, yada, yada, yada. But there ain't no way Nebraska could have held a candle to our team, and we would have played them head up. We'd have beat their ass too. Anyways, now Nebraska in the Big Ten and can't get out their own damn way. So everybody coming to the Big Ten thinking they're going to whoop up on the Big Ten and get their ass whooped. Penn State did the same thing. They thought they was going to come in here and be powerhouses. They ain't won shit either. So now Michigan's back on top. But everybody's made a really big deal about this football team and, the athletes we got and this, that, and the other. And I've said from the beginning, this national championship was won more about with the mental health of the football team. The mental health of the football team had to be strong because they played 6 games without their leader. 6 games. That's half the season. They played half the season without their head coach. 3 games at the beginning of the year, 3 games at the end of the year, which I look at as the most difficult because when you starting out, and you done practice all spring and all summer, you put it all together. You don't know what you're going to do that first game. You got to play somebody that don't look like you, because all you've been doing is practicing against each other. So they went out and they did their thing the first 3 games. Then Harbaugh comes back, and then they suspend him again for the last 3 games. Very important games. The most important game, the Ohio State game. And they won all of those games without their head coach, without their leader, without the one that sat in their living room, recruited them individually. Each one of these kids sat with Jim Harbaugh in their living room, and he made a commitment to them. They made a commitment to him, and they came to Michigan, and they had to play without their leader, their second father, their bonus father, because that's what most coaches say. Hey, I'm going to take your son, and I'm going to treat him just like he's mine. I'm going to treat your son just like he's mine. And when you do that, what do? You get into a kid's head. That's why I put that brain on top of the football. There's always a reason I do what I do. That's why I put that brain on top of the football. That's why I put the words mental health on top of Michigan. No, that ain't no typo. That ain't no bad slide. That's University of Mental Health. That's not the University of Michigan. It's University of Mental Health because they won that championship because they had the strongest mental health. You got to play your first 3 games and your last 3 games of the season without your leader, and you come out victorious on all fronts. That takes a lot of concentration. That takes a lot of focus. You can have the best athletes in the world. We've seen sometimes the best don't always win. Sometimes the best can get upended. But they made it through. So I salute those young men more than I'll ever salute any coach running a play, calling a play, sending signals in. They said they stole signals. Did they steal any signals when Jimmy was out? Did they steal any signals when he was back? Did they steal any signals in the playoff? Did they steal any signals in the championship? Come on, man. I felt like at the beginning there was one rogue dude out there doing what he wanted to do, and I don't really believe that it ever truly benefited that football team. I don't think it benefited that football team at all. And that's a shame. That's a shame. I'm sorry. I looked at something. I said, that's a shame. It's great that what they did. I should never read text when I'm on air because I don't know what's about to get sent. Somebody just sent me some stuff about illiteracy in our area, and we've got a lot of it. And we're going to be digging deep into these schools. It's really unfortunate that they're just allowing these kids to pass through these school systems and not really be functional out here. But staying focused here, this is a scenario that I felt like it was definitely as much mental health as it was athleticism. And that's what got them over the hump. And that's what got them into the college playoff. And that's what got them into the national championship game and to win it. So I salute the maize and blue, but I salute the young men who kept it together, who kept their heads together, who stayed together, played as brothers. I salute them just as much as I salute the coaches. The only person that I don't really salute is Ward Manuel. I don't like Ward Manuel no more. I think Ward Manuel is a part of the establishment, and that's an unfortunate situation, seeing that he was a part of the University of Michigan football team. Now he's a part of the establishment, and I feel like he plays both sides. It was great to see him at the parade yesterday. He was the only person in the truck that he was riding in. They had a whole bunch of people in every vehicle, but Ward Manuel was the only person in the truck that he was riding in. That's a message for your ass. I know he's a plump fella, but they still could have put somebody else in that truck with Ward, but nobody probably wanted to ride with his ass. And that's good. That's good. Because he's riding for the other side. He was riding with the Big Ten commissioner as far as I'm concerned. He was riding with the NAACP as far as I'm concerned. You came back here to be a part of the athletic department, not to be a part of the system, Ward. Ward, don't you think you're a little bit hard on Jimmy? So, moving on. What else we got? Oh. Yeah, we're gonna leave that for last. What irks me about him is how he threw Coach Howard under the bus over a confrontation. Yep. I don't believe he's really with us. I think he's a part of the establishment. I think he is a wolf in sheep's clothing. I think he's a part of the establishment. I think he has lost his athletic roots. I truly do. He hung up his cleats and his helmet, turned it in for a Brooks Brothers suit. Well, maybe not a Brooks Brothers, maybe a George Foreman suit, because he need a big and tall. But I don't like it because he played the role to get back in here, and he done turned his back on not one but two coaches. Not one but two. I don't like it. So, yeah, we're going to turn to this situation here. I know y'all up on this. Y'all know what that is right there? That is James Madison High School. James Madison High School. Stafford gentleman cut. You know, you a suit guy, you know. James Madison High School in Brooklyn, New York. I know y'all been up on this. Where they told the kids, don't come back to school. We're going to teach y'all remotely because we need this facility to house some illegals. They put illegals in this school, took the students of Brooklyn, New York out of the school and put illegals in the school so they could be housed and shower and eat and sleep. But the kids who live in that community, they couldn't go back to school because illegals were in there. This is the Democratic Party at work. They doing their thing. They moving kids out of schools back home remotely to learn or not to learn. The way I look at remote learning is it's not learning. This school has 4,000 students almost, about 3,500, I believe it is. They said, no, we're going to take that 3,500 students, make them stay home, and we're going to bring 2,000 illegals in here so they can wash up and eat and sleep. Make it make sense, y'all. make it make sense. They've put no policies in order. Everybody's mad at Greg Abbott down there in Texas because he making laws. He like, look, you coming here wrong, you going to jail. Then we deporting you. They don't like that. They just letting them in because they've got a displacement plan, which actually they don't really have a displacement plan. They're just displacing people by proxy. They got to go, B. They got to go. And everybody, oh, you don't want the Republicans to get in there. Well, how could it be worse? How could what the Democrats are doing, how could it be worse if the Republicans get back in? Or I think we need to look at other parties. I'm a definite supporter of Cornel West. He doesn't say everything that I like to hear. He speaks up and holds water for a lot of people that don't carry it for us. But that's what a presidential candidate has to do, I guess. But I think Cornel West, between Republicans, Democrats, and independents, I think Cornel West has our interest more than anybody else does. More than anybody else does. So I'm going to ride with Brother West. I mean, he stomped for Bernie, and I was like, yeah, you stomping for somebody who ain't stomping for us, Brother West. But when he started to run for office, what did Bernie Sanders do? Did he stomp for Cornel? No. He didn't even look Cornel's way. Cornel called him out, hey, Bernie, I'm running for president. He was like, you know what, now I'm going to support Joe. Mm-hmm. That's what he did. He turned his back on Cornel West. Cornel West got out there and put his tap shoes on like the Nicholas brothers for Bernie Sanders, and Bernie Sanders didn't even give Cornel West a look. He's like, oh, I'm going with Joe. And remember, I marched with Martin on the eve of Martin Luther King's birthday. But when they did this, I was like, let me dig a little deeper, because there's something that's got to go a little bit deeper than this whole James Madison thing. I dug a little bit deeper. You wouldn't believe who went to this school. You wouldn't believe who went to James Madison High School. I know you wouldn't believe it. That's why I'm about to show it to you. Look at who went to James Madison High School in Brooklyn, New York. United States Supreme Court Associate Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Judge Judy Scheindlin, two sitting senators, Bernie Sanders and Chuck Schumer. And then there was another senator who was a former senator, Norm Coleman. But it has a long list. Even Chris Rock went to this school. A whole bunch of flaming Democrats went to this school. Well, Norm wasn't. And Norm might have been a Democrat. He might have just went Republican just to get elected, because, people do that sometimes. School established in 1925, the school has many famous graduates. Andrew Dice Clay went to this school. And everybody know Andrew Dice Clay is not who he said he was, right? I think Andrew Dice Clay is actually an American Jew, from what I've heard. He's not who he said he was. United States Supreme Court Associate Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Judy Scheindlin, Bernie Sanders, and Chuck Schumer, and Norm Coleman. So this is in play, because there's a bunch of schools that they could have did this at, but what they did was they went to the school that the Democrats hold a whole bunch of weight on. James Madison High. I bet you ain't heard that on nobody else's podcast. I bet you didn't know who else went to that school from nobody else's podcast. That's why I'm the villager on deck, bringing you the info that might seem obscure, but once you think about it, things that make you say, like a real some. Things that make you say, Not
only that.
So, moving on. What else we got? Oh, yeah. Y'all know I've been a fan, and I told y'all I was a fan of this podcast with Mace and Cameron. Great podcast, right? Great podcast. And it came up on one of the segments that Cam said he preferred being identified as a Black American versus a African American. That kind of sent ripples through the so-called conscious community. I don't consider myself to be a part of the conscious community. Never will consider myself to be a part of the conscious community, because for the most part, I think the conscious community is bullshit. I don't think there really is a conscious community anymore. I think it's a whole bunch of grifters. I think it's a whole bunch of double talk, fork tongue speakers. You know, Israelites, Moabites, Semites, no, it's bullshit. If you talking real, if you up on your shit, I'm with you. But if you on that goofy shit, keep that to yourself. But Cameron said he'd rather be identified as a Black American and not an African American. And I love the way he spat it. Now, I love to be able to get to Cameron at some point and be like, look, you are indeed a Black American. But what you really are, Cam, you are an American freedman. So let me put that together and make sure y'all understand where Brother Cam is on this.
I'd rather feeling Black than African American, because our Africans don't even fuck with us.
Wow.
Because they don't.
And Americans do?
Well, you're American, Mace. You're born American. When you go to the Olympics, and when I say African American, you over there, they call us Yankees and all that. They fuck with us, but we're not from the motherland. We're from America. So I'd rather say.
You hear that? We're not from the motherland. We're from America. We are truly people of African descent, but that's generations and generations and generations and generations ago, right? That's a long time ago. Long time ago. And we are not Africans anymore. We are Americans. We weren't Africans then because it wasn't Africa. Appreciate you, bro. PBT say something every now and then. What did Brother Brian say? A stop clock is right twice a day.
Black American. When we go to the Olympics as a country, and somebody Black is fighting from the United States, you don't say African American, you say American. You don't even put a color on it. It's an American fighter fighting a European fighter, or China or Japanese or anything. You're known in the Olympics as an American. It does.
See, he's so spot on with this. A lot of people are really missing the fact. See, I don't care that Cam doesn't identify. Let me come up a little bit more on this. I don't care that he doesn't identify as an American freedman right now. I don't care that he doesn't identify as an ADOS right now. I don't care that he doesn't identify as an FBA right now. The fact that he is identifying as a Black American and he's not saying African American, I can fuck with it. I can fuck with it heavily. Pause. I really learned how to do that shit from them. I didn't know what the pause thing meant. I know now. When you say something questionable, absolutely, you got to say pause. But I know now that bringing these type of spirits, Cam, Mace, anybody into the sphere of understanding who we are in this territory, we've got to be sound and fuck a name. It's about your consciousness. That's why I say the conscious movement is bullshit, because everybody want to have a name, but they ain't moving collectively. I don't care what your name is if you ain't moving collectively. If we ain't in this thing together, you can be whatever you want to be called. Because everybody can come here and be called an African American now, and people won't bat an eye about it. People won't bat an eye about it. They see a melanated person, oh, they're an African American. They call Barack Obama an African American. The fact that he's Kenyan and he's an American, I guess so. He's an African American. But they also call Kamala Harris an African American, and she's from India and Jamaica. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. So what Cam is saying is we are who we are, and who we are Americans. We are Americans first. Who we descend from are American freedmen. So we are American freedmen first. We have descent. We have African descent in our lineage, but that's it. We are not Africans, and we are not African Americans. There you go. I'm gonna let you say that, brother Brian, because I know you fuck with the FBA, but see, you were in an FBA like a traditional FBA. This is like Apollo St. Charles. He ain't in a FBA. A lot of them FBAs are clowns. See, I know how y'all are. You understand freedmen. You understand ADOS. You understand FBA. You understand what it all is for the collective. I get it. So I fuck with it on that level. Because if we got to step to the table, you know what? Since it's Martin's birthday, here you go, Apollo St. Charles, because I ain't never really had this discussion with Brother Brian Simpson, but here you go, Apollo St. Charles, here you go, right here. Listen to this. This your main man.
But like I said, back to the freedman label, I absolutely agree with using that because that's what we were designated as. We were using that term after slavery, and the reparations were supposed to be designed for freedmen. So that's a term that we should definitely use. We have to learn how to interchange our terminology in different settings. You understand? In a courtroom, if we're going to talk about getting reparations, the freedman label would be absolutely perfect to use because that's a status designation. And you're still talking about foundational Black Americans, but you're just not saying the word foundational Black American. You're talking about freedmen, which isn't a racial term, but it's about a specific racial group. So you can play that game too. You see? And the descendants of slaves, that's another great term to use from a legal standpoint so that they can't turn around and say, okay, you're making race-based policies, which is unconstitutional and all of that stuff. You can say descendants of slaves, you can say freedmen. What's important, and I've always said this, before we get anything together, we have to have the cultural understanding together. That's where the term foundational Black American comes in. So now we're talking about our general culture.
So that was Tariq Nasheed or Marcus Sanders, Marcus Thomas, whatever his name really is. I don't care about that. It's just funny that it was found out. He spoke it, and he spoke it full-throated to his people. When we talk in business, we got to talk freedmen. When we're talking in the halls of justice, we got to talk freedmen. Because that's what we are legally classified as. And I've spat that to many people, and they've tried to debate it, and I play that shit for them and be like, oh, I know he said that shit. When he say that shit? I'm like, when you was asleep, motherfucker. He said it when you was asleep. You was taking a nap. I was still up. You watch that? You listen to that? Yeah. Yeah. It's real. But see, the problem is you got too much clown shit out here. People that think that they're FBA, they don't think they're freedmen. They don't think they're DOS. ADOS. When you add that hashtag to it, it's a whole different element. I get it. Don't nobody want to be hashtag ADOS no more because they did some damage out here for years, for real. You know, they was on a good road and shit. They was on a real good road, and then all of a sudden the wheels start popping off and shit on their car, and then they pulled over. When they got back on the road, they had a family truckster and shit. They was in a nice vehicle at first. Then they got into a family truckster. So That was Tariq Nasheed. And although I don't give him credit to doing a lot of stuff, I give him credit for this because he spoke the truth. And the reason I have to listen to everybody, because I got to hear everybody's angle. Everybody's got an angle in this thing. And I listen to Tariq just like I've listened to other people. And when I listen to him say what he said there, I was like, you know what? I'm going to get that drop. I'm going to get that drop because when I have to bring it back up, I'm going to bring it back up. What you say there? What'd you say there? The problem with the other terms are that they are vulnerable to remixing and crowbarring from other non-foundational groups. Absolutely. I get it. That's why we always got to be at the core of what we got to be a core of. The core of what we need to be at is just being on code. You and I talk, and we talk about being on code. Too many motherfuckers out here not on code. And I know that was a phrase that Tariq really put into the spin cycle. And a lot of people don't like to say that word or that phrase because they'd be like, oh, you know, that's a Tariq. On code ain't, no. Shit, I started hearing that shit from Dr. Claude, where Tariq got FBA from. We got to have a code. We have to have a code of conduct as a people. Yvette Carnell is the clown, the ADOS turn. Yeah. Unfortunately, they had a lot of good steam. I know what you meant, brother. They had a lot of good steam going, a lot of good traction. We were all listening to them. We were all riding with them. But then they became, you know, and I consider myself a natural contrarian. But they became a contrarian to the movement itself. And it seemed like it was like, oh, if you ain't riding with us, you ain't riding. Like, no. Just because we ain't in the car with you don't mean we can't get there too. But then I learned that they not really in the car driving. They kind of just sitting still. Her and Antonio just kind of sitting still, you know. You know, like when you see the TV shows and shit, and they supposed to be driving down the road, and you know they really ain't moving, and they just sitting still. So they got the followers, the subscribers, the super chats, the PayPals, the Cash Apps. They got it all. They got an income-based platform, and I get it. I understand it. And had I known what I know now, I would have built an income-based platform. What I tried to build was a message-based platform with my dumb ass. With my dumb ass. I'm up here trying to shed a message. They up here trying to shed them dollars. Look, dog. My homie used to call her Peter Guns, and I used to lose that shit every time. He'd be like, what is Peter Guns talking about? So it is what it is, man. So I appreciate Cam saying what he said. And I just want to run it back through and say the whole thing because he talks about Africa and put some real on it because y'all already know how I feel about my African brothers and sisters. As long as they good with us, I'm good with them. But if they come over here talking greasy and shit to us, don't you understand what they gonna get from me? I don't let nobody talk greasy in my neighborhood, our neighborhood. This is our shit over here. I don't let people talk greasy to us. And if y'all let people talk greasy to y'all on y'all time, that's on y'all. But 2024, it's up, baby. It's up. If we ain't standing on American Freedmen business, what you want to be? FBA business, what you want to be? ADOS business, what you want to be? If we ain't standing on that business, we ain't standing. And if you let somebody come over here and down you in your territory after they done fled from another territory, that's your ass. So let me run Cam's part all the way through, and then we're going to get to the last segment so I can go on up out of here.
I'd rather feeling black than African American. Because our Africans don't even fuck with us.
Wow.
Because they don't.
And Americans do?
Well, you're American, Mace. You're born in America. When you go to the Olympics, and when I say African American, you go over there, they call us Yankees and all that. They fuck with us, but we're not from the motherland. We're from America. So I'd rather say I'm a black American. When we go to the Olympics as a country, and somebody black is fighting from the United States, you don't say African American, you say American. You don't even put a color on it. It's an American fighter fighting a European fighter, or China or Japanese or anything. You're known in the Olympics as an American. It doesn't matter what color you are. You're an American fighting against somebody from Cameroon or Senegal, whatever. The point being is they don't categorize it when it's world competition, but when it's other shit, it needs to be categorized. So I consider myself a black American. I don't consider myself African American. And shout out to all my niggas in Africa. Much love. But y'all don't consider us real Africans. Y'all don't.
He's right. They don't consider us real Africans. So if they don't consider us real Africans, why do we need to consider ourselves Africans? Why? Why do we need to consider ourselves Africans? Why? We don't. We're Americans, and we're going to be Americans always. Now, I'm heading to the end of this stream because I got something that I need to say later. I'm not going to put it in here because it's going to take a while to really unpack it. But what I'm going to do right now, is I'm going to bring up something that I think is a problem. I think it's a problem. But it's not a problem that I can't handle. You got to understand, if I got a problem that I can't handle, I'm not going to bring it here. I'm not going to bring it here to y'all. What do you say? We've been falling for the displacement game for 60 years. We've been lifting our Africans up and they've been scooping our benefits and leaving us behind. It's been a Jedi mind trick. Absolutely, Apollo. This is why I fuck with y'all young lions out here. The young lions is really up on this thing right now. This is why I'm fucking with y'all. It's hard to fuck with the old guard. The old guard don't really understand, because I consider myself to be that. I'm almost 54. I'm almost 54, and I know I don't look it. I know I look 67, but I'm almost 54. But I love dealing with the youngins out here that know, that are a part of the real infrastructure that we need to be building. Let me explain something to you here. I brought this out because people say slick shit to me all the time, and they think that it goes over my head. And just because I'm 5'10", 5'9" on a good day, it don't go over my head. There's very few motherfuckers out here who can put anything over on me. And that's my problem. When people can't get over on me, they generally stop fucking with me. The people that use me and use me and use me, they think they're doing it and I don't know they're doing it. No, I'll fuck with you if I ain't got nothing better to do. But if I got something better to do, I'm not fucking with you. And this dude right here on the stick, this dude right here, I don't mess with him at all. Now, them three Caucasian people and that one Negro on the side, I have no idea who they are. I have no idea who they are. All I know is they had his head on a stick on the 4th of July, and they was walking around Ipsy with his head on a stick, and they are supporters of him. He's running for sheriff in Washtenaw County, the county that I live in. The fact that he's got his head on a stick, there's so much I could say about that. Pause. But I'm not going to talk about that. What I'm going to talk about is when he threatened me one night online. And I know a lot of people didn't hear it because a lot of people didn't hear this interview, but he threatened me online, sent me a little left-handed threat. He sent me a little left-handed threat, and I don't know what that meant, because if he wanted to come with it, he should have came with it. He knows where I be. He knows where I am. Hell, he worked for Washtenaw County. He knows my address. If you want something, pull up. Pull up in your county car, just like you always pulled up in front of them apartment complexes when you was going in them houses fornicating with them young white women's. Pull up, dog. Pull up. So he was having an interview with the young lady on Facebook one night, and I was in the chat, and I was asking questions very efficiently, very eloquently, spelling all my words right, using all the right grammar, so she would actually use my question. And he got outside of himself. He thought he'd say something slick. He thought he'd say something greasy. But that's okay. He said it, and I caught it. Pause. And we're going to air it out tonight. And this ain't going to be the last time that I talk about it, because he shouldn't have said what he said. But in all these years that he's been around Washtenaw County, he shouldn't have did what he did, or I wouldn't be on his head the way I'm on his head. Pause. Here we go.
Derek Shannon is asking you if you're.
So let me just be full transparency. Young lady's name is Nicole Beverly. And if you go to her Facebook page, you can find this actual interview with Sheriff candidate Derek Jackson. Okay? You can find the whole cast on her page. And she's got a YouTube channel, if I'm not mistaken. And you can hear the whole interview. And you can look at the chat, look at the comments, and see how I was wording up the comments. I wasn't being nasty. I wasn't being belligerent. I wasn't being anything. I was being totally official. As a matter of fact, when I did this, I believe I was out of town. I think I was training in Ohio at the time. And I figured, let me go on and get on here as I've gotten on with the other people who she had interviewed before, and put some things in the chat so I can get some feedback. And the feedback that I got from Derek Jackson, oh, Nelly, be ready for this.
Derek Shannon is asking you if you're willing to have a public debate with the other two candidates.
Hey, Shannon, you know your candidate is not on right now, but I'll just.
What's that mean? All I want to know was he willing to have a debate? That's all I was trying to ask. Was he willing to have a debate? Because I had heard that he didn't want to have debates. He didn't want to have any debates with the two candidates that he is opposing. I had heard that. I had inside information. He did not want to, because he has such a lack of policing experience. He doesn't want to be called on what he's not. He does not want to be called on what he's not. So he wasn't looking forward to having any debates. I had already been given that info. And if I hadn't been given that info, I still would have asked, because I want him to have a one-on-one debate with Ken McGee. I absolutely want him to have a one-on-one debate with Ken McGee, because I don't believe he can answer policing questions, professional policing questions, executive policing questions that Ken McGee can answer. And yes, I do support Ken McGee for sheriff. But since he got inside his feelings real quick, oh, you know, your candidate ain't on, so I can't listen to the cast? So I can't listen to the stuff that's being said? What's wrong? Anybody that puts their head on a stick for people to carry around Ypsilanti, you would think that he would have a bigger ego than that fathead. I mean, is he just ego and no substance? Is he only symbolism and no substance? I've been trying to show people that for a while. But only 17 people gonna watch this video, so I get it. See, I don't have a big platform because my ear ain't to the ground like political puppets. I keep my ear in the sky. I don't want to keep my ear on the ground. Not because I don't need to be with my ear on the street. I know what's been on that ground. I know. So let's go back to what Derek was talking about that night. And then we're going to talk about what I'm going to talk about this night.
Derek Shannon is asking you if you're willing to have a public debate with the other two candidates.
Hey, Shannon, you know your candidate is not on right now, but I'll just say this. I cannot wait. I can't wait. All right, I'm going to let the...
He sounded like a pimp when he said, yeah, I can't wait. He sounded like a pimp. He really did. He sounded like, maybe because he's from Inkster. You know, Inkster was known for pimping. Inkster's had its history of pimps back in the day. Inkster had a lot of pimps up and down Michigan Avenue, and he's from Inkster. I know a lot of y'all think that Derek's from Ipsy. Derek's not from Ipsy. He's from Inkster. And he's about to show you that he's from Inkster. He said, I can't wait. He sounded like Sweet Daddy Williams on Good Times. I can't wait.
Inside of me, calm down for a second, but I cannot wait to have those conversations. So absolutely, yes, it's a candidacy. Of course, we're going to have some debates.
And you know when people's voices raise up like that, when their voices raise up and the octaves go real high, you know they're lying, right? Anybody whose voice is like mine, can I say, hey, yeah, of course, man. Lying. Anytime somebody's voice is like mine, and I start talking like this, they lying. Listen to it again.
Derek Shannon is asking you if you're willing to have a public debate with the other two candidates.
Hey, Shannon, you know your candidate is not on right now, but I'll just say this. I cannot wait. I can't wait. All right, I'm gonna let the Inkster inside of me calm down for a second, but I cannot wait to have those conversations. So absolutely, yes, it's a candidacy. Of course, we're gonna have some debates.
It's a candidacy. It's a candidacy. It's a candidacy. It's a candidacy. He sounded like that cartoon. It's a candidacy. For Murgatroyd, from like whatever. Tony D in the place to be. Happy New Year to you, bro. Hey, don't call me Brother Shay. That brother got a 44 million view video. I got a 44 view video. We not the same. There's levels to this shit. Shay got a 44 million view video. It might be more than 44 million now. Yeah, but I'm trying to hit 50. I'm trying to hit 50 views on this, Tony. We're trying to go viral with it. You know, he got 44 million. I can get 40. If I can get 44, I'll be straight. You know, I'm about the message, man. I'm about the message. This fool, listen.
This growing segment of the electorate.
And here's the thing: if we
that's wrong one. My fault.
Yes, I cannot wait. I can't wait. All right, I'm gonna let the Inkster inside of me calm down for a second, but I cannot wait to have those conversations. So absolutely, yes, it's a candidacy. Of course, we're gonna have some debates.
That's what it is. Snagglepuss, yeah. Heavens to Murgatroyd. It's a candidacy. Hey, dog, it's hard out here for a podcast pimp. We can't get no views. But in all seriousness, this fool thought that was supposed to do something to me. When he said this,
let the Inkster inside of me calm down for a second. I'm gonna let the Inkster inside of me calm down for a second.
When he said that, what was that supposed to mean? How would y'all take that? What, I got about 6 people in here? I got about 6 people in the room. Can I get 33% of y'all to say something? If somebody said this to you, what would you take this as?
Let the Inkster inside of me calm down for a second.
And just for full context, most of y'all that watch my videos, y'all are not from around here. So Inkster is a very, very rough area in Southeast Michigan. It's considered like one of the more violent territories. Not all the neighborhoods are bad, but they do have their areas. They do have their areas, okay, right outside the city of Detroit, and they take care of business. They take care of business in Inkster. Let me tell you that, okay? They take care of business in Inkster. So when somebody says that to you, when somebody says this,
let the Inkster inside of me calm down for a second.
What is he trying to say? What'd you take that as, E-Rock? Fight, nigga. Yeah. He's saying he's trying to put them paws on me. Paws. That's what I'm looking at that as. What? What, Tyrone? You heard it. Here it is.
Let the Inkster inside of me calm down for a second.
This is a man running for sheriff. He got inside his feelings inside of an interview and said,
let the Inkster inside of me calm down for a second.
Man, I wish you would let the Inkster calm up. Come on, Derek. Let the Inkster calm up a bit. I'm trying to tell you, man, some people aren't fit for what they do. And we're talking about a social worker. Let's be honest. We're talking about a social worker that works for the county sheriff's department. His listed title is community engagement officer. His job is to go out in front of the TV cameras, radio microphones, and state the business of anything that's happened on the scene. His job is to engage with the community. Now, what he's done over the last several years is fleece the flock, much like a preacher. Much like a preacher. Oh, he done ran through West Willow. He done ran through the Green. He done ran through Ypsi Township, Ypsi City. He probably done plucked a few Ann Arborites too. Because he's been known to slang that thing around Washington County. That's probably why he has so much support from the women around here, because he done plucked a lot of them around here. Pause. Running for sheriff and yes, he is. Yes, he is. A badge and a gun. Now he a cowboy. I'm telling you, they put him through that police academy and it gave him all kind of clout. What'd he say?
Let the Inkster inside of me calm down for a second.
But then before he said that, though, he sounded like he was a pimp. He said, I can't wait. He sounded like a pimp.
Derek Shannon is asking you if you're willing to have a public debate with the other two candidates.
Hey, Shannon, you know your candidate is not on right now, but I'll just say this. I cannot wait. I can't wait. All right, I'm gonna let the Inkster inside of me calm down for a second, but I cannot wait to have those conversations. So absolutely, yes, it's a candidacy. Of course, we're gonna have some debates.
It's a candidacy. It's a candidacy. I've got a badge and a gun now. Of course, we're gonna have some debates. What'd you say, Brother Brian? It's because you ain't talking all that bullshit, ignorant BS. You are always about substance, and that's like kryptonite to so many. Hey, I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you. Like I said, though, sometimes I kick my own self. I should have really been on that monetary end when I first started doing platform. And I've been making videos for what, 8 years now? I've been making videos for 8 years. I got 1,000 videos on YouTube, dude. I got 1,000 videos on YouTube. And it's so funny to me that I was never, ever about the money. And that's why people get into this, about the money. I'm always about the message. I've always been about the message. And I've screwed myself. Pause. I've screwed myself. Now you run into clowns like this running for office, and they want to try to take shots at you? Dude, your head's on a stick. You got a white woman walking around Ypsi with your head on a stick. And the white dude is like, look, is this a good idea? Is this really a good idea to be walking around with a black man's head on a stick in Ypsi? And the lady standing right next to him, she's like, yep, it is. And then the other white lady's like, I'm not so sure. And then I don't know about the brother that's all the way on the far right. I don't know any of these people. All I know is that they're supporters of Derek Jackson. But are they supporters of Derek Jackson knowing that he's threatening citizens of Washington County?
Let the inkster inside of me calm down for a second.
Do they know that he said that? I bet you they didn't even watch that video when he was on Nicole's show that night. They just support Derek Jackson because why? Why do you support Derek Jackson? Because of his expertise in police work? Because of all he's done in law enforcement? Because of all the crimes that he's helped solve in Washtenaw County? Why do you support Derek Jackson? Why? Why?
Let the inkster inside of me calm down for a second.
That why? Is that why? I mean, because all I did was ask a question. And Nicole said, hey, Shannon's got a question, Derek. And I don't think it was even my first question that I asked, because it kind of got under his skin for the first question. I think this is like maybe the second or third question. And that's when he was like, hey, man, your candidate ain't on tonight. He basically wanted me to stop watching because Ken wasn't being interviewed. I didn't care if Ken McGee wasn't being interviewed. I cared that he was being interviewed. And I had questions for him, not Ken.
Derek, Shannon is asking you if you're willing to have a public debate with the other two candidates.
Hey, Shannon, you know your candidate is not on right now, but I'll just say this. I cannot wait. I can't wait. All right, I'm gonna let the inkster inside of me calm down for a second, but I cannot wait to have those conversations. So absolutely, yes, it's a candidacy. Of course, we're gonna have some debates.
It's a candidacy. It's a candidacy. Of course, we're gonna have those debates. And the first thing that I thought of when he said that shit.
What did you say, nigga?
That's the first thing I said. That's the first thing I thought of. I didn't think of, oh, okay. So he wants to have a debate? Because I knew for a fact that he didn't want to sit down, go face to face with Ken McGee. I already know that for a fact. He's been in the same building with Ken McGee, and he ain't even been able to walk up to the man and shake his hand because he's not on the level of a Ken McGee. So when he said that shit, I was like,
did you say, nigga?
Yeah, that's where I was with it. And really wasn't caring nothing about this.
Let the inkster inside of me calm down for a second.
The fact that he's from Inkster, if that's supposed to mean I should be scared of him, if he doesn't know anything, he should know I got family in Inkster still to this day. He don't want nobody spinning a block on him when he comes back home to Inkster. He should really stop that talk. I'm from Washtenaw County. I'm from Ann Arbor, Michigan, but I got family that still lives in Inkster. So I'm not sure why he chose to put that out there like that.
Let the inkster inside of me calm down for a second.
How many people even knew that Derek was from Inkster? Because he plays it like he's been here all his life. He plays it like this is his territory. I mean, I know Papa was a Rolling Stone. And wherever he laid his WCSO fleece was his home. When he died. You don't want to come at me like that, dog.
Let the inkster inside of me calm down for a second.
I'm from Ann Arbor. I got people in Inkster still to this day. All I got to do is text them this drop.
Let the inkster inside of me calm down for a second.
And all they going to say is,
nigga.
What? What?
What did you say, nigga?
Had that track off. People that say things like this and don't think that there's going to be repercussions. Oh, yeah. There's repercussions, bro. You threatened a citizen of Washtenaw County. And if people don't take that as a threat, he was just joking. He was just joking. Yeah. Ha ha. Ha ha ha. I'm not joking. I took that as a literal threat. You tried to make it seem like you was from a territory that I should be scared of. I'm not scared of no motherfucking man and no geographics. Hell, I drive through Inkster at least 2-3 times a month. Easy. Hell, I was just down at Cannon's Boutique a couple weeks ago, dropping off information for work. and I left my car unlocked. When I'm supposed to be scared? Because you from Inkster? Come on, dog.
Let the Inkster inside of me calm down for a second.
You need to let the light skin calm down for a second. Because I think the light skinned in this done got the best of you. He thinks he's Barack 2.0. When he gets to talking, he thinks he's Barack 2.0. And he got people like this out here supporting him. And I get it. Because what they don't know will hurt them. Because if somebody like Derek gets elected sheriff and then somebody breaks into one of these people's houses in Washington County, because the floodgates are going to open up in Washington County, I can tell you, if somebody like that becomes sheriff, you think Chicago's bad, you think New York City's bad, oh boy. They done fooled people in Washington County for years, making them think that we're in a sanctuary territory. This ain't no sanctuary territory. Derek don't want to arrest nobody. Much like the other candidate, they just want to counsel people. We gotta do better. We gotta do better by our folks. How many crimes are on the Washington County books right now from illegal documents? They don't want to talk about that. Because crime is up. Crime is not down. From petty crimes to serious crimes, how many undocumented crimes are up on the Washington County books right now? And what are they doing about the undocumented people? Nothing. That's rhetorical as fuck for me. I already know. They're not doing anything. And one of the main reasons Washington County is not doing anything because they're down 40 deputies. Washington County is short 40 deputies right now. What types of crimes could they be solving? You're down 40 deputies in the street. That's not even to talk about the inside people. 40 water. You're down 40.
Let the Inkster inside of me calm down for a second.
How come Derek ain't put on a badge and a jacket and jumped in a patrol car and start combing the streets, seeing that he is a certified police officer? He is a certified a deputy. Has Derek got out in the streets in Washington County? Y'all seen Derek Jackson rolling around the Willow, rolling around the Green? If you see Derek Jackson in the Willow or the Green, he over there on a mission. He ain't over there policing. He over there policing. Trust me, I know women he done laid horizontally with. Don't get me started here. I know he ended up marrying and having some babies with that American Idol contestant, but that's different. You know, they went on their dates at Dawn Farm and all that, and they fell in love out there in the goat shack and all that, whatever. But all gloves are off, dog.
Let the Inkster inside of me calm down for a second.
Once you start threatening me, all gloves are off, bruh. And I'm gonna make sure that I have to reach out to my family in Inkster because I don't want the Inkster to get outside of you. Because just in case it does, they need to know.
Let the Inkster inside of me calm down for a second.
Mm-hmm. Show is. So yeah, y'all be good. I got some other stuff that I need to talk about, but like I said, I need to talk about it at length because I really need to unpack some things. Wait until there's money and jobs drop, and then we'll see crime. Oh, absolutely. It's on the way. It's on the way, dog. Empty shelves, no jobs, gas prices going up. We about to see it. We about to see it out here. And we're going to see an uptick in crimes being committed by people that ain't even supposed to be here. I'm trying to tell you, it's inevitable. When you used to go to them corners, you used to see Americans out there. It was an unfortunate thing, but you saw Americans out there panhandling, Gulfside and Ellsworth, Carpenter and Ellsworth, Packard and Carpenter and Washington. Nah, All of them now, they foreign. All of them. All of them. They done took over the corners. They done took over the panhandle corners. Illegals done took over the panhandle corners. Telling you, the American panhandlers, they need an Avon Barksdale out here. Man, I want my corners back. I'm going to get my corners. Because I'm telling you, the illegals, well, I can't say they're illegals, but they definitely migrants. And they probably paper probably right, because you're taking a chance to be out there on the street asking for your money, asking for money if your paper ain't right. Mm-hmm. You ballsy if you standing right in front of the jail with a cardboard sign asking for money and your paperwork ain't right. You ballsy. You ballsy as a mug. But what else is ballsy?
Let the inkster inside of me calm down for a second.
He said he's going to let it calm down after talking to me like a pimp.
Derek Shannon is asking you if you're willing to have a public debate with the other two candidates.
Hey, Shannon, you know your candidate is not on right now, but I'll just say this. I cannot wait. I can't wait. All right, I'm going to let the inkster inside of me calm down for a second, but I cannot wait to have those conversations. So absolutely, yes. It's a candidacy. Of course we're going to have some debates.
It's a candidacy. What you say, Brother McGee? We are already have seen the uptick overall with crime rate soaring like a Dr. J dunk. From the free throw line, Kenneth. From the free throw line with the big afro just going back in the wind. But yeah, man, they know they are not trying to arrest. Absolutely not. No, they ain't trying to put no bracelets on no illegals. They sure not. But they'll put them on you. You go ahead and commit a crime and see if you don't spend a couple nights in the county. Oh, yeah. You going inside. They get arrested. Okay, we got to let them go. They ain't got no ID. You can't understand what they're saying. Oh, and we're a sanctuary-like territory. Yeah, okay. But yeah, as I said, I got something to unpack later, and it's about Dr. Bailey. Dr. Bonnie Bailey, who tragically took her own life because of this individual right here. And we're going to talk about that. And I don't know if I'll get back on here tonight. If I do, it'll be later. Y'all probably don't even know about this story. She was a vice president of a HBCU, predominantly attended by white people. So there's your first problem. The president is the white man in the picture. There's your second problem. And she was just another black woman, marginalized, compartmentalized, minimized, and now she's been deleted by her own means because of that individual on the right. We're going to talk more about that. Black women in academia and what they have to go through. Just heard about it last night, Brother E. You up on it? Okay, you up on it. Yeah. Yeah. The students only missed one day. Wow. But on the eve of Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday, on the eve of the celebration of Martin Luther King's birthday, I want to say happy birthday to Martin. But I can tell you right now, he looking at y'all like this. This is the way Martin looking at y'all after all them years. Y'all have literally not done nothing but the same. And that's why the Democrats look at y'all the way they look at you. That's why the Republicans look at the way they look at you. And that's why the independents really ain't got no traction out here. But I'm rolling with Dr. West. Not Kanye either. Cornell.
Did you say nigga?
Yeah. That's who I'm rolling with. So y'all be good. And I'll catch you on the other side. Let's take it out with the home team. The Urban Black Poets. One love.
Yeah. stepping to me. They wanna get some, but I'm the cat, so yo, you know the outcome.
Rappers stepping to me. They wanna get some, but I'm the creeper, so yo, you know the outcome.
Rappers stepping to me. They wanna get some, but I'm the cat, so yo, you know the outcome.
Rappers stepping to me. They wanna get some, but I'm the creeper, so yo, you know the flow.
Who wanna see me act a fool? Grab the mic and broadcast like the 6 o'clock news. Reaching my peaks when I excite the crowd. And MCs get dealt with quick for crying out loud. I packed a little something that be rumping your suds. Back happy in the house, I'll show your MC some love. My slow flow keeps you on the go like no dose. Plus, I'm your doctor on call for the down low. It's just the light thing that functions what I bring. Like Mary J sang, I got real love for this game. Never coming lame, I'm in the streets, not peak. What time is it? Time to play for keeps. Check it out, I'm coming with that soul sonic force, of course. Running rugged like a thoroughbred horse. Got my torch in my hand like I'm starting the Olympics. Microphone stays on fire cause I'm gifted. Terrific. I still got juice like high C. Plus I'm funking up your liver like 2 quarts of OD. So knock knock, who is it? It's your fat MC. Once again, ready to bounce down these roads and streets. Yeah, fill my cup up, fool. And let's blaze up the weed to the old school. Let's ride, slippity slide. Yeah, and like niggas be cool. Like niggas be cool. Fill my cup up, fool. And let's blaze up the weed to the old school. Let's ride,